All right, Ryan, welcome to the video. Thank you for accepting this interview with me. We've been working together for almost 9 days. Be able to send you nine seller leads. I just want to directly go into the topic. What do you think? Can you give us some feedback about the lead quality? How was the talk with the leads and all that?
Yeah, sure. Lead quality has been good. I always like to say these are online leads, so don't expect everything. You have to do work. These people aren't just showing up with a bucket of money and throwing it at you. But for online leads, this has been really good. I already landed one that I'm writing up the contract for. That one will probably list in about 6 weeks. So the process started really well. I started working with them, working on my version of scripts and how it's going to tweak perfectly. But as a start, it's been great. The leads are coming in, and now I need to, hit them out of the park. You've been throwing me a few softballs, so I got to do my end.
Exactly. I'm really happy that you got your first listing in 9 days, and you might be the fastest realtor who got that result. I mean, it's a crazy result, but like still set the expectation right because it's really important on my side of things, on my own marketing. Because if you give people too much to expect, they still can be do good, they still can be ROI positive and all that, but they won't be happy. So I'm gonna go into second question directly. Can you give us a little bit your story? I know how many years you have been in real estate. What did you do before you started working with us?
Sure. So I'm a realtor, a broker. I actually took the mortgage broker classes, but I'm not licensed in that. But my main thing is Kilo is a property technology company. So I actually started on the property technology side. We were Canada's largest real estate referral site. So we'd analyze realtors, we'd do some machine learning in the background because obviously data, they don't like you telling what you're doing. And then we'd go and match up a person and say, hey, in Toronto or in BC or wherever, this is going to be the person that can help you the most when you're looking to buy or sell this specific property. The only thing for us was the more we did that, the more we thought, well, we want to do it differently. We want to do it a little better. And there was no way for us to do it in that model. So we started our own brokerage. I became the broker. That's why we're starting in Edmonton and then expanding out. And we're basically working on changing that process. Right now, we have My Homie. It's the Tinder real estate where you swipe homes. And the more that you swipe, the algorithm gets a lot smarter. So I like to say that my homie basically has homie. He's a little version of me on your shoulder because I want to start giving people advice before they even meet me. My whole purpose is to make this process easier and better for people. So we're not eliminating realtors, but we're putting the technology in at the same time that it can work together instead of a fancy, shiny tool that's nice technology. And then you've got a realtor who's maybe using stuff for 20 years ago. The two of them need to be combined, and that's what we're working on.
All right, that's really also exciting. That's something we'll go deep into it later. I have a couple more questions. I don't want to take it so long. And my second next question is actually I remember when we initially start talking. You worked with another digital marketing companies. How did they do, and why did you actually decide to work with me instead of them? What was the difference?
Yeah, for sure. As you know, is that we've talked about it a few times, is that I have a love hate with marketers, and it's a whole lot of hate because it's the new oil rush where everybody and their dog goes takes a Udemy course on the weekend, and then all of a sudden they can do everything. And this is very similar to real estate, where you compete against that realtor that comes in and says it's a $500,000 house. I'll sell it for 750. Well, it's all bullshit, right? And this is what the industry is right now. So we worked with agencies, we worked with people internally, and the difficulty is just trying to set realistic expectations and have execution. The marketing agencies, what they want is just to get enough clients. Sounds similar, like to realtors, right? But what they forget is they should actually do something once they have the clients. Their model is just to churn as many people as they can. And if you're a brand new realtor, this is kind of scary because 80% of you are going to fail anyways. And one of the reasons is you're going to get desperate and you're going to go through all of these places that say, just hand us a bucket of money and don't worry, we're going to hand you 6, 8, 10 buckets back. You don't have to do anything. You stand there, just this will make you $100,000 a year. That's not true. I'm good at what I do. We used to do that lead generation and everything. And even though I'm good at it, you still need to find good partners. So when I started asking you questions, I started being very honest. It's my style, no bullshit. So I kind of hit you a little bit hard, but I wasn't looking for perfect answers. What I wanted to do is say, hey, this is where I'm going to be in 6 months. This is, where you could fit into us right now. How do we work together? And I asked you a lot of hard questions, and you started giving me good answers. And then when we started working together, I audited the process. I went through things, and you were still with me during the whole thing where I would say, what about this? What about that? And we're working together. So even if it's not perfect, I have the confidence that we can build this together and kind of go through. And that was a big change from a lot of the places we worked with in the past of they talk a good game, but they're not going to do anything. Even when we did the lead generation and we were giving the leads to other realtors, I would look at those big name CMRM things, the stuff you're gonna get in your inbox 24/7, and they'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna give you this." I'm like, "That's interesting because I'm looking at your landing page in my area, and there's no way you're making 4 times off of that what I'm doing on my own." And that's just what they do. It's how they survive. It's if you, yeah, like I said, if 80% of you are gonna wind up failing, they don't care. They're just gonna keep going through it.
Exactly, just like you said, there's in marketing companies, there is this thing, they overpromise and they underdeliver. I like to do the opposite. I underpromise and overdeliver, and I'm happy you're happy with my services. One last question before I let you go. What would you say to an agent that who's in the fence about working with us or no? And what would you say to them?
Sure. I know what I'm supposed to say is just sign up with you. But I'm going to say a little bit the opposite is that I've been around the block enough to say that the experienced realtors who are watching this video, they're going to know what I mean is just that it's difficult, but they'll at least know what types of questions to ask. And the questions are the key thing here. So if this is an inexperienced realtor or somebody newer ish who's looking for these leads, I would say don't sign up with you this second. I would actually say just if you were buying a car or a house or anything, you would spend a bit of time, you would do a bit of research, do the same thing. Just you can even sign up for a few of these things, go through their process, or at the very least, go online and look. And you'll start seeing, like, hey, this is the same thing over and over and over and over. Okay, well, these are the goals that I want. This is the stuff that I want. Okay, when I go and talk to them, to sign the contract and everything, ask them ahead of time. If there's something that's really important to it could be as simple as the KPIs, the key performance indicators. So the more experienced people will know what I'm talking about is work your way backwards from, hey, I want to close a deal a week. That sounds great. But a deal a week is how many leads are you doing hot handovers? How many people you're talking to? How good is your follow up with calls, texts, emails? How many leads does that mean online? What's the cost of that online right now? Is it a good time of year, bad time of year? What's the management overhead? These are all normal, good questions you should be. And if the person you're talking to is scared of that, run, just absolutely run. But I think you should do a little bit of work first and you'll pay off dividends afterwards. Is that you'll feel more confident that once you start talking, you'll ask those questions, get the answers you want, and then you should, look at signing up.
All right, perfect. Thank you for the answer. I like you being honest, and there is also no bullshit in this video. 9 days working together, one listing on the line, many more in the process. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us, and yeah, thank you for watching the video, guys.